Peachtree Podcast.
Welcome back, guys. Part two.
Part two. Welcome back. This is Smokey
Bubba.
Lonjas. Smokey Lonjas and
Go ahead, Coach. Mr. Flores.
Coach Flores.
Yeah, and Coach Flores, man. And I tell you what, I'm still honored that you guys still call me that. I tell all the time my baby daughters, kind of, she don't even remember a whole lot of me even coaching, and so she'll always ask like, "How can they call you that?" I'd say because that's what I was to them for a long time.
Left that impression on us forever, man.
It doesn't change, and so
Never.
I enjoy it. I unlike some people, I use it as a badge of honor, man. So makes me happy whenever you guys, still call me that. So thank you guys.
No problem,
No
Coach.
problem,
Forever,
Coach.
forever.
Where we had left off, I guess I had asked you a question on.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were talking about them, the school board naming the gyms after three legends here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say it again. Again, people just need to do that. It's very easy. Get on the agenda, call the administration building. Let's
Make it happen.
I believe it's a little too late for Coach Williams, but his name still needs to be there for his family.
Correct.
So I wish that he would have been here to see his name on the field because he deserves it.
That's right.
But hopefully, God willing, his wife and his children, his grandchildren, are going to be able to see that field named after him. So
I hope so, Coach. Because like the way I feel about it is, I was telling Genaro, Smoking Longas here, that like heroes get remembered, but legends never die. That's the trait right there, man. And and you do remember, like you were saying, like you remember who had an impact in your life, as a coach. Any coach you remember, it's like I said, like the military. You remember your unit, you go to war, you make a there's a connection when you have with these guys for life. And sports is the same way. No matter if you guys like hate each other, you always have that kind of love or respect because you guys know you guys did something together that meant a lot to a lot of people. And coaches, have a very important job. I guess you could say like they're like fathers to certain people that don't have them, on the field. And words they say matter. You take it to the heart. You remember. Hey, I remember when Coach so-and-so told me this, and he was right. And that's how you guys were to us, like fathers, man. We had fathers at home, but we also had them on the field, man. You guys were always there cheering us on. And when sometimes our parents couldn't be there on those games, you guys were always there to give us those wise words to take us to the next level to succeed on that field.
I appreciate
coaches are very important, man. No, coaches are very important, Coach. I always feel like that's a very important role in any school sport.
That's right. I appreciate
that. No problem, Coach. And with that said, I wanted to ask you, what kind of like, I guess you could say a trait that rubbed off on you from Coach Williams, but you were interacting with him. What kind of like what kind of imprint did he leave you?
Well, it's crazy. You guys, I don't know if you guys plan on asking this anyway. I think you were, but so that influence, I just go ahead and tell you now. At his funeral, we were able to meet up. Again, all of the coaches that coached you guys and the staff, Coach Gibson and Coach Payan and Coach Williams and Coach Ortega, Coach Wilson, and we're missing some coaches.
There's Coach Bunch.
There's Coach Bunch on that picture, but really, talk about Coach Williams. He hired all of us, almost at the same time. And think about this, fellas. We were 22, 23 years old.
Yeah,
we were coaching you guys when we were young, man.
Yeah.
And Coach Williams brought us all together. And the thing about Coach Williams, and I think every coach will tell you this from our staff, is that he believed in us. He really did. He told us all the time. And really, I think that helped to make us really a family because all of us at that time we were about the same age. We were the same spot in our lives, right? Just married, just starting our children, just starting families. We had so much in common that we just became so close. Not only that is, we're still young. And so one of the things that we even talked about on Saturday at the funeral was just how much we enjoyed you guys, and you guys made it fun for us. Um, like we talked about, we didn't always win every game, and we didn't always do these things. And boy, we wish you guys would have gave us more, right? We wish you guys would have lifted more and ran more. We wish all that stuff. But really, at the end of the day, we talked about just how good a kids you were and how we feel. And I say this all the time. I feel like I was very blessed to coach at Pecos at that time because I met a lot of good kids. Two of you are right here, but they were hundreds of them.
Thank you.
We all, you guys, again, we wanted y'all to do the most and more, but I tell people all the time, the most respectful kids, and I coach at 5 schools now, right? Not 4 schools. The most respectful kids that we ever coach come from Pecos. And really, really mean that. You guys, we were like a family. Jose, you said off the air earlier, we were like a family.
Right.
And we really enjoyed you guys. Right?
Yeah. So like I was telling Coach Flores is how much like how fun it was during that time when they came in, because I felt like we could relate to them so much, I guess, because of the age, it was so close, and you guys are coming out of college, some of y'all played football in college, and it was just something that came together at the perfect time, in that moment. It was just something happens in the moments when certain people connect and something just took off, and it was amazing. I have great memories of you guys, how you guys were always, I can remember we scored a touchdown. You guys be high stepping on the sideline with us, jumping up. It was amazing. And nowadays, like I've gone to some games, and I don't see that. And I'm like, what happened? When we had coaches, we were all involved with them. We treated them like they were one of us, and they made us feel like we were one of them. Like it was a great time within those, that time that you guys were here. And I mean, you guys have left such an impact that we still talk about it to this day. When we run into each other, we reminisce with friends. And now my son, I talk about that with my son. Oh, Dad, how was it? Man, it was like this, like this, like that. Really? Like, yeah. And that's when we started talking about traditions, because we had traditions when we played with you guys.
That's right.
So it was like, we would like to bring that back. So I guess young men nowadays playing here, can have a taste of what we felt during that time.
I understand. It was a special time for us as well. Whatever we do, we don't get together much. That picture you saw on Saturday was probably the first time we've all been together since we were there in Pecos. And so, but man, they were just such good friends and good people. And again, we left off, we started right where we left off, man, and talk about how much we enjoyed you guys. And we all of a sudden started, we started talking about the good times and the funny times. And here's the deal about coaching, really about sports in general. You're not going to remember all the wins. You're not going to remember all the losses. Really what makes team sports so special is the things you remember is on the buses.
Yeah.
In the locker rooms.
Yeah.
Things that really bond the team, right?
Right.
Those are things that make team sports so special.
Right.
And so we really, man, we were telling a story, our first coaching school together. I don't know who booked the hotel, either Coach Grubbs or Coach Williams. I think Coach Grubbs did, man, because he was cheap. That boy's always trying to save money. And so we rolled up, and we're all young and stuff. We roll up to the Motel 6 in Fort Worth, Texas. Motel 6. We pull up, man. 2 prostitutes come out a door.
You're like, what's going on here, man?
What's going on? We go to pay, and there's it's like a security deal just to pay. There's a pipe, a crack pipe inside of the sidewalk, and we like, what the hell? Where are we at?
Right.
Like, what's going on? Anyways, we just started telling stories, and we're all 22, 23 years old, man, and so we had a lot of stories to tell. But again, that has to kind of go with kind of the aura and the mood and setting that Coach Williams set from the beginning. We had that family environment in the coach's office, and then it kind of spilled over into you guys. I remember in the coach's office, we argued, man. We'd be arguing for like 2 or 3 hours on probably something that didn't even matter, and throw things and get mad at things. And then all of a sudden we'd be like, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's go get Flying J.
Just let it.
Flying J.
Yeah, check it out. Let's go.
You should have put Smokey
Oh,
in there, man. What the
yeah,
hell are you arguing about?
we all just go eat together at Flying J, man. You know, so man, just things like that. And those guys are great. I went to 3 other schools after Pecos, and I say this all the time. The funnest years were my time there in Pecos. If I went to Permian, I was on the football staff, and we won a ton of football games. They were great too. We had great athletes, and coaching staff was great, but never felt. When I left Pecos, honestly, it was never the same. I never felt the same again, and I think that's probably why my coaching career only lasted 14 years, because it never felt like it did when I was over there with you guys.
Oh, thank you, Coach. Man, we felt the same way. After that, we like say we watch games and we don't see it, like we used to see when we were there, man.
One time I was telling him, okay, so I live in New Braunfels now, and the bleachers are the same thing, the same stadium as the one here in Pecos they just built. And over there, man, I'm not kidding you, it gets so loud. They use the bleachers because everything's made of metal, and they stomp their feet.
Yeah.
Canyon High, where my daughter goes to school at, they lost only 1 game, and they lost 0 game at home because of the stadium was so loud. So one time we were doing our podcast, and we I don't know if we posted it or we probably haven't posted, but we had said, man, Pecos, if once you watch this, use that stadium, stomp your feet, make it loud whenever the first game starts, because I guarantee you the other side of the team, they won't be able to concentrate because it's a 12-man stadium.
Right.
Yeah. No, I've seen that new stadium. It's like nice now.
Yeah, just looking nice. I hope they
call it the Smoky Stomp, you know. Hey, Coach. So, when y'all were meeting together, I just want to ask this question. So, when y'all were meeting together on Saturday, did any of the coaches heard about our Peach Street podcast?
No,
we did not talk about the Peach Street guy.
No. Okay, no. But I'm just saying, like they heard it. Like,
that
was a conversation. I'm talking about.
We didn't talk about that. But as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to make sure they find out. We'll shoot them a text, man. Make sure. I think Coach Williams knows.
Because I messaged him and I said, like, hey, I asked him, like, hey, is it okay, to use, we're gonna do one for Bubba Williams, and he told me go for it. Tag me once it's over. Tag me, like I want to see it. And then we asked him. I said, hey, we're gonna have Coach Flores as well as
I tell you what, Coach. Like one thing that I do remember about all of you guys is like, one is that you guys dedicated the season. Like I guess it was my senior year season to my mother when she passed away, and that meant a lot to me. And the other one is would be Monahans. How crazy this town got. You would have thought we won state. I was like, what? Like I was so numbed out, because of like emotionally wise, losing my mother, still in my mind fresh. And I remember like it felt like a dream. Like, like I couldn't believe it, man. I didn't realize how amazing we like made history that night, because we hadn't beat Monahans in how many years, Coach? Like 23
years. I think
it's been a while. I think Bubba Williams was the last team. He was the last one that beat him, actually, right? I'm not too sure about that.
It was a while. It was about 20-something years. And matter of fact, I got a funny story, man. So we were playing I think it was at my golf tournament. Last July, I had a group of guys from Monahans, and they started talking about high school football days, and all of a sudden Pecos came up, right? They said, we've been Pecos for 40 years. And someone said, really? So how long has it been? They're, man, it's been like, they start saying 80s or whatever. And I was kind of
corrected them.
I kind of gently turned around and I said, actually, 2002 or 2003. I'm not really for sure the exact date. I said, but that's when the Pecos Eagles last beat the Monahans Lobos. And they're like, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. I said, I coach at Pecos. I'm telling you, we beat them. And so I left it at that, man. Sure enough, man, about a half hour later, one of the guys was like, dude, I Googled it. Y'all didn't beat Monahans. I said, I told you. It's
Yeah,
like
they never want to acknowledge it, but yeah, it happened.
you guys want to forget that year, and I understand that. So
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you? I think I have the jersey. I believe I have the jersey because I think it was gold on the side.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I kept one of the jerseys.
Oh, Doc's coming. Yeah,
Doc, Doc, you're gonna be going after me. Turn in that jersey.
probably. Nah, coach, but yeah, it was an amazing time. I remember Bubba Williams that night when you walked in the locker room, man. He was so pumped. It was amazing the vibe in that locker room that day, man. But we had a lot of great memories with you guys, and
no doubt, man.
yeah, man.
Speaking about Coach Williams too, throughout the years that I was in Pecos and even after I left, but really when I was there at Pecos, Coach Williams, man, he's so respected by all other head coaches. It didn't matter where we went to, what town we went to, or anything like that. Coaches would come up to him all the time.
Yeah.
And Coach Williams greeted everybody with, man, just like they were their homeboys, man.
Right, man, like you felt part of it. Like it was just made you feel like so great.
He did, man. Like everyone just loved him because of the way he was. He just all the coaches respected him, and those just really that's a lot of good things. Like I told you, it took so much from Coach Williams. Something you guys probably don't know because y'all weren't on the baseball team, but Coach Williams, we would drive and bus and we'd go eat after a game. And Coach Williams was a very impatient eater. Like he'd be the first one off the bus. Most of the time, coaches wait till the end.
I'm going up now.
Bus would pull up, open the door, boom, he was gone. He was out. And by the time the rest of us would get to the restaurant, he'd be in the kitchen helping them cook. Like literally.
No.
Wow.
And everybody loved him. That was the thing about it. He could do that. And nobody, the managers are there, he's talking to him. Hey, how's it going? You know what? He's filling the French fries up and getting.
He's known him all his life.
Man, it was just crazy. And then, he would help us get our food. He was in the kitchen helping, and he did this a lot. We'd get our food, and somehow he would sit down towards the end, finish his food in about 10 seconds. And as soon as he finished, he'd get up and he was right back on the bus and he'd just start rushing everybody. Everybody's about halfway through, man. And Coach Williams is like, let's go, time to go. Here we go.
Ooh, he's ready to go, energetic, yeah.
Trying to get to the bus, man. But Coach Williams had all the time and he was just really special. And on Saturday, we really talked about Coach Williams a whole lot about what he did for us. So
awesome, man. Well, man. Well, Coach, I guess we want to end it here with that. But we have to say, tell the family like our condolences from the P Street podcast. Sorry we couldn't make it. Thank you for accepting the invite, Coach. It meant a lot.
I love you guys, man. Thank you guys a whole lot.
No problem, Coach. Also, guys, go check out the 33lead.org. You got to support this foundation. Is a charity. It's pretty good. I like it. How he gives back to the town. So the coaches, we need to get more involved with stuff like this. Anything else you'd like to say, Coach, before we go?
Man, I just I appreciate what you guys are doing and having me on.
Thank you.
Hopefully, the right people can hear this, so Coach Williams' name can be at the baseball stadium.
Yes, we would like to do that.
Coach, will you be? Can we also tag you as well once we finish doing all this?
Sure.
So for sure, I know Coach Williams gives. When I was messaging back and forward, I know he said, "Go for it, tag me."
Yeah, you can tag me, man. You can tag me all you want. Shoot, yeah.
Thank you for sharing your stories, Coach.
Also, Coach Flores also does the golf tournament, July 16, right?
Remember that, guys. Save that date.
Yes, sir. Awesome. On Facebook, we're going to try to get everybody out, have a great time, and raise money just to give it right back to the kids. So we're looking forward to that.
Exactly. We're all for that.
All right, man.
Thank you, Coach.
I'm going to hold you to the high 70s.
Hey, Coach Payan, you need your player.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you guys. The PC Podcast signing out. Mr. Loa,
Smokey Lonjas,
and Coach Flores.
Coach Flores. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Peace.